Hello, I'm Miniature Panna Al, and today I am bringing you another video. Today, for another Project Cassius video, I bring you Redblade. Drenn Redblade, the Space Wolf. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. Minute detail change. Off camera, I do change out the chest piece of the Aquila to a wolf head that I had on one of the old Firstborn Wolf, Space Wolf shoulder pads. I managed to swap it out. I don't have it in this video, but it will be shown in the very last video, which will be the massive showcase video after all the miniatures are done, after the entire Project Cassius is complete. Alright, hope you guys enjoy. Let's get into it. Also, there will be a teaser. I do apologize for my constant interruptions. There is a teaser video for an upcoming project. Well, it is basically done, it needs to be painted, but upcoming project for 250 subscribers, it will be the Chaos Emperor for my Emperor's Heresy. So if you want to see that, I would highly recommend watching this entire video, and at the end I will leave a teaser before the outro, like the not outro, my card screen. Yeah, it'll make sense. Watch the video until the end, you'll understand. Okay, let's get into it. Hope you guys enjoy. Starting this kitbash, I get the standard Primaris Intercessor. When doing so, I only really used two 3D printed bits in this entire project. A head and the shield, as I wanted to go for a more Viking aesthetic than anything. Using this knife hand, I cut off the hand. I do take my time, just to line up the perfectly as best I can, to then increase the cut. I'm a lot more forceful than most are in doing so, which is why my hand is shaking. I do eventually I wanted to use a duller blade because I'm so prone to risks that it's just easy to use a duller blade. Using nippers, I shave down this back section so I can apply a bit of super glue to fix it up. I do shave down the knife because I don't like these little tabs. And yes, I do eventually realize down the end, during the final stages, that there is a tab on the back of the leg. I am royally annoyed with that and have clipped it off. Now, with this shield, it is very hard to see at the moment, but there is a Space Wolves logo on it, or symbol on it, along with some runic tomes on it. I see that as a very form-fitting representation of the Viking aesthetic the Space Wolves have. So I went with it. I also went for a relatively bald head with some facial hair, as surprisingly there are not very many space marine face hair and head hair in models. I know you're supposed to sculpt them on. I suck at sculpting, so I don't bother. Now, with this Grenadier hand, I take the pommel of this chainsword, and using that top half, using the actual blade of the Space Wolves upgrade sprue chainsword, or tooth sword I believe it is, to make the chainsword. I do fix adjustments as I go because this is a very unstable connection. I should have very much so used pin, but I didn't have any thin enough wire. Well, I had no paper clips on hand. With that, I start attaching things, starting with the backpack, then the right arm to then the left arm after I attach the point. Again, I do apologize for the out of frameness of most of my videos. I really need to just start. I really struggle paying attention to them, to the actual videoing. So again, I do apologize. This is my hobby at first, so I do tend to forget about the recording. I have now gotten some, well, hopefully I've gotten something by the time this video comes out that has it's a bit lower so I can see the camera as I work, as I use my phone for this stuff, so yeah. Attaching arm and pauldron, I'm quite happy once they stop moving around. Grabbing this arm, I do adjust it a little bit so I can actually put on the deathwatch pauldron so it sits in nicer. As you can see, attaching it is as simple as ever, same as the other arm. Only that I positioned this one a little bit further back to represent that running theme this model has. It's a theme positioning this model has. I do regret not putting a gem or something on the chest plate, where I have done that in the past with other Space Marine projects. Well, other Space Wolf projects, I put a gem in the middle, specifically brushes and bolsters. But unfortunately, I didn't do that, and I severely regret it. I might do it later on, or just completely scrap this model and then start again with it. But I doubt I'll do that. But so far, I am quite happy with this, and if I do swap out the chest medallion, I will most likely do that, and when I do, I will possibly add that to some point into the next one, or the final video of the Project Cassius, which will be the 12th video. It's where I turn them all grim dark. So it'll be quite interesting, and I hope you guys go watch that one when it eventually comes out. Grabbing a base for this project, I do stick it on. Giving it some time to try and stick there. I do have that constant issue of not pressing it down enough and leaving it to dry long enough. But when I get it, and it's happy. I then try to put the head back on again. Positioning the head was a bit finicky, as again, probably used way too much super glue and really didn't think about it until later. But managed to get it on, got it in the right position relatively.
Army Painter Matte Black. Bottle color, oily steel. Game color, electric blue. Painter Warlock Purple. Citadel Base, Corn Red. Army Painter, Tan Flesh. Game color, moon yellow. Army Painter, Tan Flesh.
Army Painter, Barbarian Flesh.
Army Painter, Greedy Gold.
Army Painter, Banshee Brow. Army Painter, Lava Orange. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, please consider liking, subscribing, hitting the notification bell so you never miss another video, and checking out my channel. If you didn't like this video specifically, I'm sure there is something on my channel that you would enjoy. You would just have to go look through my catalog and see what you like. Now, I hope you guys have enjoyed Drenn Redblade. I keep saying Redfern. I should have named it Redfern. It's a big mistake I didn't, but Drenn Redblade. The Space Wolf. Yes, this one here does indeed have the wolf skull on his Aquila, but other words, I'm quite happy with this model, and I hope you guys have enjoyed. Now, enough of me chatting. Here is the teaser video for the Chaos Emperor. Hope you guys enjoy.
Incoming transmission.
On to all that have remained loyal to the Imperium of Man, the great Emperor of mankind has fallen to the forces of chaos. It's not you who has betrayed humanity, it is him, so stand tall, and fight to the very end against this chaos.
Warhammer, unofficial story. The Emperor's Heresy. Disclaimer. Emperor's Heresy is a Daunian heresy.